Hello, hi, it is I, Equinox Eterna. Hello, hello. What are we doing here today? Exilium. Yep. Where was I? Wait, no. Hello. Wait, hello, hi. How are you doing? Uh, I got my coffee next to me, so that's great. I have coffee and a glass of water. So I hope that today I don't fall asleep in the middle of it. But wait, let me fix my chair. I don't know if I am right. Maybe right now I'm at the right height. So today I was going to stream Limbus, but I remember that it was maintenance and all that. I don't want to. So Antiparallel. What is this? Oh, where were we? Because Monday I almost fell asleep. Where were we? Duche hasn't waken up yet. Helen met with Niket and Basilda, and they started. She upgraded Basilda with pieces from Mangi. And there was. Lentin was sent to a mission. If I remember correctly, it was a mission to the Dolistan, the Dol community, but they suddenly were sent to a more important mission. So something happened in the meanwhile, and I don't remember exactly what was that or if it was mentioned at all. So let's hope that today they tell us a little bit more about that, and of course finish this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stages. HS 1-3. I was playing the Arknights, the simulation protocol. Yesterday I played a lot, and then today I wanted to play, but suddenly GPG said that no, you can't open Arknights today. So I have to do the dailies on my phone, and well, nothing much that I can do. Okay. After ending her call with Lentin, Helen relays all currently known intel to the Elmo through Niketa's encrypted channel. Helen stands quietly on the screen, her background still consisting of Mangi security uniformly designed walls. Based on the intergazer so far, the conglomerate initiated a self-audit process after the Lviv laboratory explosion ahead of the UNC. But they weren't fast enough. The UNC cared about the explosion at Lviv far more than anyone could imagine. Of course, if there was a freaking explosion in the middle of a metropolis, and that involved collapse particles, that shit has destroyed half of the Asian East Asian habitable area, we can call it that. And then the same shit happened with the Northern Lights incident, and that destroyed like 80% of Scandinavia and half of East Europe. And also shit happened because the Valen capsules were thrown into orbit and then sent into the water of the Pacific Ocean, and it landed in the US and in all the west coast of South America. And well, I have a little bit of theoretical my theory, because it hasn't been completely confirmed, that at least South America wasn't the west side of South America, at least the paths a little far away from the tropics, wasn't entirely affected by the collapse capsules that fell because of water currents. So the west of the US, half of East Europe, and almost all of North Europe, and then 90% of East Asia. That's collapse radiation. It's a problem. Of course the UNC would care about that. The UNC cared about the explosion at Lviv far more than anyone could imagine. How much do you know about the explosion at Lviv? Not much, so I'm not entirely in the dark. The explosion at Lviv didn't affect its ordinary civilians greatly, but it did shock the upper echelons of various factions. But the UNC anti-conglomerate seems to be handling this at a speed that implies direct intervention by their high authorities. This time, the conglomerate commissioned Manga Security to locate and erase every lab connected to Chilovik, but the UNC response was far faster than they had anticipated. They have since abandoned the idea of wiping out every area. Instead, they plan to fabricate precisely aimed evidence to completely redirect the UNC's attention. So, Commander, about the Lviv incident and how it relates to you. We'll discuss that in detail once you're back on the Elmo. It's been a long while since I've had a private conversation with you. Helen lets out a soft chuckle, then quickly resumes briefing us on the latest findings. Not long ago, I spent some time tracing and analyzing the mission that Manga Security took on. They were operating in the doll community's region due to the actions of a Tyrian doll cocoon. She secretly tampered with the mission requirements, vastly expanding the search radius under the pretext of cleanup operations. So it was cocoons. Well, I mean, I just remember that they already said that in the last stream, but it was cocoon's fault. But why? It was just arbitrary shit, or she has something to do with the doll community, or at least with the nuclear plant? Power plant. I'll continue my investigations into her activities. Good work. Good work. Looks like Manga Security wasn't the only reason why Dushep Naya was getting trapped. This cocoon seems to harbor a strangely strong obsession with my name, or Razor, my identity as DP12. Cocoon made a move on Dushep Naya as soon as she returned to Manga Security as DP12. Be careful, she'll definitely come after you. Worry not, I'll keep my guard up. Right now, the enemies got themselves exposed, and we have not been compromised. I'll stay concealed and only reveal myself when the time is right.
Nikita
told me that Dushimnaya had her memory wiped once in Manga Security because she came across some secrets of the conglomerate's top brass. Is that true? Yes. Dushimnaya happened to overhear a conversation between the conglomerate leaders during a routine escort assignment. Helen's voice lowers as she recounts the fragmented, broken utterings salvaged from Dushimnaya's shattered memories. Seats, limit the numbers, meet the targets. Dushimnaya fought with everything she had to remember this. Seats. The seats thingy. The only thing that it makes sense outside the, of course, obvious politically from the conglomerate. It's maybe something to do with the garden. I don't. So the events from GFL1 that I don't remember much are longitudinal train and the garden of forking paths and Cartesian Theater. Cartesian Theater. I was halfway reading 2 times, and I just I didn't finish it at the time. And the Forking Garden just didn't play it at that time, and in the rerun I was too busy with everything else. And Longitudinal Train? What happened with Longitudinal Train? I think I was reading it, like almost to the half of it, but I got a little bit bored because it didn't match with whatever was happening with the commander and everything. The M4 relic thingy. It was so I was like, this. I don't know why this has nothing to do with what I was reading, and it's supposedly a main event. What is going on? And I dropped it. So the thing is, I think I have to read again. Read those 3. I have to read them. What else I have to read? But what I have to read again the night chapters of chapter 10, was it? The raid on Sandwich Ferry. And chapter 13 or 14, the one that has to do with the Paldisky, the parallel to the submarine base, or the blah blah blah. Those I have to read again. Okay, let's continue this because before I keep rambling about nothing that has to do with this. The contents of a past call with Kalin rushed to my mind in an instant. The matter of the change in leadership for Odessa. That was 10 years ago. There was a change in faction that held power over it. A chairman with ties to the conglomerate will undoubtedly provide cover for all their dirty dealings. Paradis revival must have been backed by the conglomerate. Without a definitive way to sever the relationship between the two, Paradis will always have enough resources to keep coming back, expanding as much as mold the endless plains of ripe agar media. Those conglomerate dogs. There's nothing they won't do for profit. As always, the enemy is capitalism. When the benefits are high enough, they'll take any risk. But the moment the risk outweighs the reward, they'll discard any piece they deem expendable without hesitation. About the bounty on you, the UNC's upper echelons don't appear to have reached a final verdict on the incident. If the opportunity presents itself, I will do my best to help you resolve this. To turn the situation around for you. No worry. I have no plans to return to the green zone in the near future. There's no need to put yourself at extra risk just to clear me of this baseless charge. I'll also take the care to maintain proper cover in the yellow zone, keeping a low profile until things settle down. I'll still do my best even if you say that. Helen's tone suddenly softens, her voice carrying an emotion that I have not yet understood. I'm doing this partially to fulfill my own selfish wishes, of course. Leveraging intel, fabricating intel, the conglomerate has many methods at their disposal to achieve their goals. Their plan this time seems to be about using Mangi security to pin all the blame on Chilovik. But based on the intel that I've been able to gather, Chilovik herself, well, her fate is unknown. They'll never find Chilovik. She's already... as far as you know. A missing person is far more useful than a dead person. If the UNC's investigation results in the single conclusion that Chilovik is dead, that alone probably won't be enough for them to close the case. I'm worried that they'll turn their muzzles to you in order to create a better scapegoat. A smile crosses Helen's face, but her tone is firm, allowing no debate. Mangi Security will, at the conglomerate's orders, construct a complete chain of evidence linking Paradius to Chilovik. Pin everything on the missing Chilovik, then divert the UNC's attention by directing the investigation towards Paradius. The UNC isn't all naive. Unless... The bait the conglomerate is offering this time feels enticing enough. That guess is right, Commander. The intel the conglomerate is putting forward involves a field I do not understand yet. It's not something related to the relics, right? No. It's a set of design blueprints for equipment from Chilovik's lab. Oh no. Blueprints for Chilovik's lab equipment. Helena. Send me the coordinates for the place Mangi Security is heading to. It might have what I need. Mangi Security has already departed. There's a high chance you'll run into them head-on, even if you move at top speed. What exactly spurs you on to take such risk? How should I tell you that the commander is a father now? There's this kid on Elmo right now. She urgently needs the nutrient solution we used in the cultivations of Paradius test objects. Since Mangi Security plans to use Chilovik to rouse the UNC's attention, there's a high chance that the area chosen as a sacrifice will contain the contraband they are using to fabricate evidence. Said contraband is the nutrient solution that I need. The kid can wait much longer. Understood. Please proceed with caution. According to the intel I dug up, there may still be remnants of Paradius forces in the area. Maybe you could record some combat footage to submit as evidence in the future. I never place any hope in the UNC's or your officials. Don't worry, I'll take care of everything. Then what if you do this, but not for the purpose of submitting evidence to the UNC's higher-ups? She pauses. The figure on the screen seems to hesitate for just a moment, as though she were weighing her next words carefully. Her voice is so quiet that she almost seems to be talking to herself, yet it comes through the connection with a perfect clarity, carrying a cautious plea tingered with hesitation. Do it for my sake instead. Would you agree to this request? Oh, she wants leverage to trade with Lentin for Dushep's neural data. Ooh. Huh? Oh, of course. Evidence like that won't be of much use though. I've been longing to return to your side ever since we reunited through that call back then. The Chef Naya once asked me what we should say if we were to reunite with you. You're finally back, or I missed you, or please don't leave us again. I thought of so many ways to begin our reunion, yet I never imagined it would go this way. Reuniting through a comms device under this identity. Well, sit and wait no more. I want to build, and I am really building, a place where we belong with my own two hands. A home that belongs solely to us. So please, trust my judgment. Helen lifts her head once more on my screen. Her resolve, stronger than it ever was, shines brightly through her steely eyes. That resolve pierces straight through my heart. To be seen, to be needed, her words make me think of the place of belonging she always keeps emphasizing. Yet, be it Helen or Melanie, or any of the dolls who choose to follow me, will I, as things stand today, be able to give any of them that place of belonging, worthy of being called home? I trust you. Saying something like that without hesitating at all? You have become surprisingly straightforward. Well then, I won't let you down. The call ends. The lighting in the ops rooms grows dim, allowing my pensive face to be reflected in the glass. The Almo crew is currently gathering supplies at the bridge, since we are trying to finish our pre-departure preparations quickly. The emptiness here makes the lighting in the ops room feel rather cold. After standing still for a moment, I turn around and walk out. I find Groza checking her combat gear in the refitting room and share all the intel I obtain. Set off immediately, lead the squad to the Paradise base, locate Helena's nutrient solution ASAP, then withdraw at once. Understood. All preparations are complete. We are ready to move out. Leave the searches to me. I'll definitely spot the nutrient solution that Helena needs, even if there are enemies around. Good call, Flea. Good choripan. Commander. The girl who suddenly appears in the refitting room draws close, tugging at my sleeve. Commander, do you really have to go to those scary places? Back then, Melanie stayed in a place that always felt dark. But now that I'm here with you, things feel different. Melanie's eyes sparkle like stars, her voice resolute. You are like a really sharp light that goes through all darkness. It's like a shining edge. Oh wow. That's why you'll definitely save Helena. And everyone like me will certainly find a light within the darkness too. Which is why I want to help you too. I kneel down and gently pat Melanie on the head. Then, please look after Helena for me until we'll come back. Commander, you'll be back real soon, right? We'll be back as soon as we can. We still need your help with regard to the treatment once we find the nutrient solution, Melanie. Oh, are you hitting on yourself, Commander? This involves Helena and Chilovic. We have to be cautious for the soap. Got it! I'll bring all the medical supplies and go and maximally alert. You are too chirpy for a maximum alert mission. The Elmo doesn't need more casualties. Coming back safely is what matters the most. Okay, I'll stay on Elmo like a good girl, waiting for everyone to come back. Yay! Give me a second. Hi! Let's continue. Is everything right? Okay. HA19, Stranger Union. The form you once changed is now utterly unfamiliar now that you have encountered it again. Ooh. Ooh. The team, led by Lentin, moves swiftly through the yellow sun. Finally, it comes to a halt at the mission coordinates designed by the conglomerate. Before them stands a battered base. Shattered walls and exposed rebars suggest it once was a wave of devastation. The buildings broke silhouettes trace eerie, jagged shapes against the sky, proclaiming its danger across the land. Lentin is the first to jump down from the command vehicle. She stamps the uneven ground firmly under her foot. Her expression grim as she surveys the base entrance. Stay on high alert. There's a high chance that hostiles are still present in the area. Lentine's voice spreads through the tactical comms channels to every member of the Omen squad. Her voice is icy yet steady, somewhat dispelling of the fatigue from their hurried march. Start with the perimeter. Avoid being detected. Confirm the enemy's number as quickly as possible. He has a ring! I hope that these two not join Telmo, but they end up aiming in the same direction that the commander, and not against. Because Lenty is not. I mean, she's power thirsty, but she is not into the politically. So I hope that she has something more to do, or at least that they have the similar objective, like the Earl maybe, or a coup, or of Mangi. I don't know. Yes, ma'am. All units keep mission recorders. Document the mission in full. The order makes Kenny hesitate for just a split second. He gives Lentin an instinctive glance. Understood. What? Got a problem with that? There is no emotion to be read from Lentin's voice, but Kenny knows that his tiny reaction has escaped her notice. It's just that we are all on the same side here. Do we really need to record this running? We never used them in the past anyway. If the mission intel leaks, it will be hard to explain to the conglomerate. The past is the past, this is the present. The combat footage recorded today, I'll destroy it all afterward in one fell swoop. The recording is simply an extra layer of insurance for us. Oh. Having an extra bargaining chip is always better than being caught off guard by a partner's betrayal down the line. Would the conglomerate really betray us? You don't know it, my Leon S. Kennedy boy. Sense the implication behind Lentin's words. Kenny's spirit sinks to rock bottom. To the people at the top, every last one of us is expendable. Know your place. Besides, even if the intel does leak, it wouldn't be because we let it. Understood. I always believe that the missions we execute do carry meaning, that we're protecting this world too, just in another way. Destroying what's left of Paradise experiments, that, at the very least, will keep ordinary civilians safe. You're gonna put these two on different sides. Kenny, you have been with me for so long. Haven't you figured it out? Lentin cuts him off, her tone ice cold. The first step into despair is the gap between expectation and reality. So put away your dreams of saving the world. The world needs its share of fools, but I will never want fools who think they can save the world as my teammates. He wants to be him. He really wants to be him. Maybe he found the Shikigan altar in Lentin's room. Poor Kenny, man. Poor Kenny. I need to take a screenshot of this. Oh, dear. Is that so? A hero whose dream is to save the world might catch your attention. Wait, I need another screenshot. Man, poor guy. Everyone is interested in interesting things, but that's all there is to it. Make sure everyone participating in this mission keeps their mouth shut. Carry out this up to the highest tactical standard. Be ready for the enemy contact at any moment. Eliminate every living creature in this area. Leave no survivors. Suspected signs of human survival detected. Open fire! Huh? Open fire! Shoot! Shoot him! It's elites! Hurry! The sounds of terrified screams and full auto gunfire ring out in rapid succession through the comms. Then Tin closes her eyes, frustration etched across her brow. She rubs her knuckles hard against the tactical tablet, producing dull thuds. People always tend to hesitate at a fatal moment, driven by strange human sympathy and force of habit. And that's exactly what just happened, even though she had already given the ruthless orders to eliminate every living creature they encountered. Even a single second of hesitation could decide your fate in a place as dangerous as this. Report the status. Encounter. Unidentified humanoid creatures and cloaks. They attacked us. It's not just elites. There are dull machines here too. We lost 2 of our squad members. 3 more wounded. Requesting reinforcements. The voices coming through the comms are breaking up every now and then. Speech interspersed with heavy painting and the roar of gunfire. Lentin waves her hand, signaling Kenny to push the other squads towards the ambushed point to provide support. Fire! Fire! Hold the line! Hold on! We're on our way! Unlike the previous sweeps of long-abandoned Paradius bases, the coordinates the conglomerate has provided this time clearly contain a significant numbers of hostiles. The squads swiftly suppress the remaining enemies, but not before paying the price. Lentin personally leads a team straight to the Paradius experiment area. Lentin orders her squad members to wipe out the products of all experiments in the vicinity. She establishes a defensive perimeter around her position, holding back the enemies that keep emerging from every corner. There's an unusual high number of test subjects in this place, and most of them are humans who have been. Kenny's voice is hoarse. He cannot bring himself to blurt out everything in his mind. You won't live enough if you don't break your overthinking habit. Things are definitely worse than I expected. I thought this mission was just about planting some research info here, then grabbing some Chilovic-related permission info as evidence to hand over to the UNC later. But now that I'm here looking at all this is definitely one of the testing grounds connected to that White Sun research base. Something made us high and mighty conglomerate top dogs give up a place like this. That's already a decent outcome, I'll consider. Humanity will never stop chasing power, Kenny. The number of madmen in this world far exceeds what you can imagine. Well, what never changes. Only by maintaining a balance of power between factions can we temporarily restrain conflict. And this time, we are the weights being placed on the scale to maintain that delicate balance. Fabricating info, erasing evidence of the conglomerate's connection to this place. It's all meaningless at this point. Even if we do all that, there are countless other experiments like this going in other labs. Kenny, please snap out of it. At best, we're just helping to ensure that these experiments can continue somewhere else. Shutting one's mouth allows one to find ignorance. When there's no evidence, there can be no trial. Trust me, the people at the top don't have the foresight you think they do. Hurry up with your work, don't dawdle. After instructing her subordinates to maintain the defensive line and having overheard the deception work, the team connects to an encrypted call with Debital. Consider hostiles here at the moment. I'll open the Paradius Intel database interface shortly. Once you connect to it, verify whether our selection of Intel is correct. Then change our control permissions for this site to Chilovic. Processing your order right now. Please wait a moment. By the way, you saved the video I sent you, right? Encrypt it and make a few backups of it. Set it so that if I fail to check it for 3 days, the intel automatically gets sent to the UNC. Preparing for every contingency, even when there is little danger. Now that's what I expect from you. I wouldn't need to resort to this kind of a strat if Carmen didn't put such a huge emphasis on this. A massive explosion suddenly roars through the Paradius base mid-conversation. The whole structure shudders violently. The sounds of collapse echo without end. Debris from the highline rain down like a storm, crashing to the floor with deafening impact. Our guest seems to be acting faster than expected. We'll need some more time if we want to fully complete this mission. Even if in the best case scenario, we still need... The sounds of explosions arrive one after another, steadily encroaching on Lentine's position. Another blast rings out, closer and more violent than the last. The piercing screech of metal comes from directly above Lentine. A section of the ceiling breaks free and plummets toward her. Adios, Lentine! Watch out! Man, you have been giving too many dead flags. Kenny lunges from her side with a desperate shot, throwing all his weight into knocking Lentine away. The two humans stumble to the ground. The comms device flies from Lentine's hand, skilling and tumbling across the floor, abruptly severing its connection to the pit valve. A thick cloud of dust and smoke engulfs them in an instant. Lentine struggles to push herself up, but the dust still has her caught violently. Kenny, who was lying face down, is already back up. He positions himself with his back to Lentine, down on one knee with his weapon raised as he visually sweeps their surroundings. Adjutant, are you alright? Lentine doesn't answer. Her gaze is then past Kenny's shoulder, fixed on the area that just collapsed. Lentine realizes she might have walked straight into a trap. She thought she was prepared, and yet she didn't expect the enemy to act faster than her. Judging by the direction of the explosions, there is more than one enemy. This place has become a death trap about to snapshot. All her so-called bargaining chips are worthless in the face of death. All units, prepare to withdraw immediately! But our mission isn't complete yet. One squad has already gone ahead and investigate the source of the tremors. Idiots! What they are doing is no different from a suicide run. Tell them to hurry back. No need to investigate. Prioritize immediate withdrawal. Won't we be in trouble with the conglomerate for this? Worry about it after you go back alive. Tell me, why did some squads get completely wiped out during some of Manga Security previous missions? What do you think happened? The assessment of mission was inadequate. And what are they doing right now? If I were to operate alone, the best possible outcome in InfoSec Ops would be for every operative involved to die during the mission. You mean? The color drains from Kenny's face as the worst case scenario dawns on him. Don't forget, Manga Security is just one of many PMCs serving the conglomerate. Besides us, whom they assign to the dirty work to, they also have a far more obedient and useful Tergiendol at their disposal. You can tell from the sound alone, the people setting off the explosives aren't many, but they are closing in on us. There are others here. Get out before this entire area collapses. Go! Another explosion. Light and fire shoots into the sky as the roar of concentrated gunfire mingles with the holes of elites. An armored vehicle zips across the open wilds, hurtling towards the base at breakneck speed. Koyashi! What? That place is about to collapse. Do we really have to charge into it? I don't wanna! Mechi. Helen, the nutrient solution is in there. We are getting in no matter what. Commander, turn the signatures at the scale of explosions are both increasing. The building structure is currently disintegrating. Entering it now possesses extreme risk. I stare at the ruined building ahead, shrouded in fire smoke. The nutrient solution Helena needs is right in front of us. Full speed ahead, charge in. Are we really going in? I don't know why, but seeing Meshti suffer like this, from the time from the time of GFL1 to GFL2, I am a different person. So before I was like, oh, poor Bechty, poor people, poor sleepy people, let her sleep. And now I'm just stay up just for a little bit. Then you can stay all the way back. God damn it! And you already have your nether cloud backup. Are we really going in? Grab the handles, don't get thrown off. Right, I know. The armored vehicle lets out a roar as its engine is pushed to max output. It shoots forward like an arrow loosed from a bow, recklessly plunging straight into the heart of the chaos. Dust, smoke, and debris pelt the windshield, hammering against the bulletproof glass in a loud, relentless barrage. Amid the deafening roars, the armored vehicle crushes the already crumbling outer wall in a nice suicidal charge, finally coming to an emergency stop inside the devastated experiment area. I kick the door open. A pungent wave of gunpowder, dust, and some kind of chemical agent rushes in. The community offered to help us with this mission. You are supposed to be one of the elites. The dog community only has Hulrid as an elite and Swami, but come on, Metsu. So I am the one who got dragged out here to work. You never want to ride with Klugai again. You don't have a saying in this. Shut up and do your job. Are you Klugai? Are you sure you didn't insist on coming just because the commander is in this vehicle too? You're here because I approve your compatibility. Don't embarrass yourself. Fine. I want to slow you guys down just because I'm a medical doll. Leave the commander's safety to me. Judging by the explosions, this area won't hold much longer. Are we too late? I surveyed the wrecked lab and the commotion from moments ago. It seems that Magi security has already pulled out in a hurry. But objective takes priority. Eliminate everything that comes in our way. Then let's tackle the most important things first. The no-drain solution for Elena's treatment should be near the lab equipment. There's no doubt about it. The enemy retreat road crosses the area we're planning to head to. They seem to have retreated because of the explosions. We're the only ones dumb enough to push forward in a place like this. Pick up the pace. They are destroying the lab equipment. I know! Come on, Mechi. Do you want a poor little sick girl to die because you had the cure right in front of your eyes and you didn't catch it? Are you that hairless match too? The Shemnaya beam! I don't know why I'm doing this, why I'm buffing. The unit is up there. Explode. Ryayushine! Wait. And do south. Throwing throats. Oh, there's two. Well, I should. Well, damn it, be me. I wanted to do this in one turn, but Helen only has. Maybe if I used Dusheb, well, I probably wouldn't have. Yeah, it was a two turns level anyway, so doesn't matter anymore. Quick luck. Amid the thundering explosions, Magi security forces do not attempt to engage us again. Instead, they conduct a fighting retreat, withdrawing rapidly. I guess at a distant squad. The female commander at its head stands out strikingly among the uniformed ranks. Her gaze crosses mine for a moment. She seems to consider letting her gaze linger on me several times, but under cover from her subordinates, she ultimately chooses to withdraw. Lentine. I've heard this name from Helen many times. The gaze that repeatedly lingers on me carries what feels like a mix of curiosity, appraisal, and the sense of someone sizing up prey. Commander, this area won't hold much longer. Grab as much nutrient solution as you can carry. Hey, wait, isn't that where I was sitting? We have run out of the storage space. For the Helena's sake, we'll have to smidge to bear with it for a bit. If the nutrient storage is going in the backseat, don't tell me that I have to run all the way back. There's absolutely not an option. I can see that the commanders of Klukai's lab. Klukai? Did something about the commander's lab itched you off? We can definitely make it back together if we squeeze a bit, right? Right? Wait, why did everyone go quiet? Anyway, I am absolutely not running back. Shut up! Work faster. You want to be buried under this rubble or something? Today's world I have definitely exceeded all my limits. She looks cuter when she's crying. Amidst the chaos, I quickly locate the center control terminal inside the base. Fortunately, it wasn't completely destroyed during the combat. The terminal comes to life after a few key presses. Copy the intel and bring it back. Maybe we'll find a way to save Helena. Understood. Read access has been blocked. I'm afraid this has been decrypted and there's absolutely no time for that now. After Magi Security withdraws, some of the elites that had been drawn to them move back to us. Klukai and Mechi fight them off the best they can, while Kovne busies herself with hauling the nutrient solution containers that I selected. At least the ones that seem potentially useful. The enemy must have processed and edited the data before we arrived. To fully decrypt it, we will need a tool with exceptionally intel processing abilities. Helen comes to mind, but reaching her requires routing through multiple relay points. I don't think I can get her help right away. Just as I was thinking of a solution, Helen's voice comes through the comms channel right when I needed her. Commander, you're already inside the Paradise base? Yeah, the Manga security team you mentioned didn't fight us very much, though. I'm currently trying to process the intel stored here. I tampered with that data through a special interface a few minutes ago. If you need it, Commander, I'll present it to you as a gift when we finally meet again. Oh, you nasty girl. You should leave quickly. The final wipe of this area has begun. Did Manga security retreat because of your intel? I merely reminded them that the enemy was approaching far faster than expected. After all, Manga security isn't the only thing back in Cocoon. Manga security isn't the conglomerate's only tool for destroying evidence. They have a far more discreet and reliable tool. Tyrian dolls. I already processed the intel in this area. The UNSC investigators will only find one conclusion here. The Paradise intel permission for this area belonged to Chilovich. As for the other conglomerate, Linked Labs, the relevant intel there has also been wiped through the other squad's missions. These pieces of intel might seem insignificant now, but this can help muddy the investigation. It's the best way to stall the UNSC. The base is collapsing fast. Larger chunks of debris have begun crashing down. Commander, should we still? Everyone, withdraw immediately! Alba cutie. I have to go to the bathroom. I'll come back fast. Ha! Yay, my mic was off. Haha, haha. What the hell is time capsule lady sleeper? I don't see anything here, so set to metric claim. Well, okay. Pa 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 pam pa pa pam. Mission will be active. Antiparallel. HA 110. Ooh. Haha. Beep. In an unassuming corner with a within Mangi security, a doll deftly swipes open a door lock, carefully stepping into a dust-covered archive room. How's everything going? Smooth so far. The forget permissions you made are working well. But is Dushemnaya's backup really here? Basilda cautiously looks around her surroundings. Rows of storage shelves extend deep into the dimly lit room. Each shelf is marked with a large letter on its side. The shelves are covered in dust, with countless file bags piled on them haphazardly. It looks like no one's been here for a long time. All the more reason to search it. The more inconspicuous a place is, the more easily it gets overlooked. This is an archive room dedicated to storing testament and will-related documents for Mangi security employees. Hardly anyone comes here. As an archive considered bad luck by everyone in Mangi security, nearly everyone has forgotten about its existence. So, it is the best place for hiding intel. During my last call with Lentine, she specifically set up an intel insurance policy for herself in case something goes wrong. I see. Following that woman's habit of always planning for the worst case, it makes sense that the Shanaya's backup might also be stored here. Exactly. And for someone who doesn't trust dolls, this is indeed the ideal storage location. Faced with a massive volume of physical files, a doll's data retrieval functions are rendered completely useless. Alright, I'll find the clues that point us to the Shanaya's backup as quickly and careful as I can. Thing is, something about the current situation feels off. Don't worry, right now, you're officially registered as a doll under Mangi security. At least your ID says so. I leave Dushemnaya to you. Catching something unusual in Helen's voice, Basile pauses her search and frowns at the comms screen. Hey, once we find Dushemnaya's backup, let's sleep together. Don't tell like you're unable to leave. We went through all this trouble to find you. If you go back empty-handed, I'll look super useless. Leave? Helen's movements pause for a moment. The constant flow of intel data shines in her eyes, flickering in uncertainty. You want to leave more than anyone, I can tell. The easiest way to leave Mangi security is to have yourself classified as combat damage, decommissioned dolls. If you have Nikita's help, getting the two of you won't be a problem. What about you? Trapped because you're into the Eve? Lentine will never let me go that easily. I know too many of her secrets. Unless what? Unless the crisis Lentine faces next is severe enough that she has to sacrifice me as a pawn to protect herself. Still, the leverage she can extract from me needs to be substantial enough to make her feel that the deal works in her favor. A crisis of that magnitude, I can create it on my own. Ooh. So you are cornering yourself for Lentin to sacrifice you. Ah. Then let us help you. I hate it when people favors, whether it's the commander or you. Besides, I already prepared for the worst before I left the Doll community. Already choose to talk to me in private back then, telling me that the Doll community never abandons a companion. You may not belong to the community, but I already consider you one of us. So, feel free to trust us more. No matter what, don't forget the Doll community. We are a force you can call on to. We will definitely help you undo Shemnaya. How wonderful. That child has found the place of belonging that she always hoped for. A gentle, relieved smile appears on Helen's face, but her gaze soon sharpens again as she begins evaluating the whole situation. You're right. I should leverage every faction available, not just plan for the worst. If I only think about dealing with Lentin, the resources and powers I can mobilize are still far too few. But if I add a few more pieces to the board, the game could play out in some other ways. For example, I could drag that lofty tier Doll into my game as well. Now we're thinking. Now we're playing with fire. We may have to burn our own hands if we want to get out of this situation, but at the end, no problem. I'll cover it with your plan, with everything I got. Faced with Basile's resolve, Helen smiles. Then, let us begin by... After the UNSC investigators station themselves in Maggie Security, they request access to the portion of the database. Maggie Security hands them some permissions for surface-level data, but all core data related to Lviv, Chilovic's lab, and Class Incorporated has already been hidden or altered by upper management. It is like a crime scene scrubbed spotless, seemingly airtight. But Helen, every moment of data leaves ripples in the Intel archives. She stealthily navigates through the depths of this data, sensing unnatural texture traces that have been forcibly smoothed out. The explosion at Lviv cannot be something random. Judging by the timeline, the instantaneous surge in collapse radiation must have been linked to Chilovic's lab. If the commander said a little bit more to you, then maybe you can have made something. But no, that guy and his secrecy. Ulrich Girard, the head of Project Eden, had already been arrested. Chilovic, the person in charge of the explosion site, is under further investigation. Class Incorporated, which had funded Chilovic, will most likely come up clean after the self-audit. As for Sech Favan, which is connected to Class Incorporated, they have hidden themselves perfectly behind this whole incident. Without anything to implicate them, they become untouchable. The Zul called Cocoon has constructed a flawless solution. What is her goal, though? It is to provide the higher-ups with a reasonable beneficial conclusion to the investigation? No, it goes beyond that. She is feeding everyone who reads the Intel a complete, fabricated reality to model them. A strange feeling envelops Helen. She feels as though she's trapped inside a false world manipulated by an invisible hand. Every piece of reality she can touch may well be a product of tampering. Fabricating possibilities. This is what Helen does best. Taking existent intel, reorganizing it, adjusting the sequence of events, guiding those who read it, post-editing to draw in exactly the conclusion she wants. In the past, it was almost always her pulling the strings, but this time she can clearly sense that someone else is doing the exact same thing. That someone is the dear Doll, the one with intel processing abilities eerily similar to her own, who has taken an extraordinary interest in her. Cocoon. All of this, just to mislead Heli?
足跡を残してしまったわね。
Found your tail again.
今度こそ捕まえた。
I got you this time. The instant Helen detects the other presence, a signal connects to Helen levels 2.
勤務中に邪魔するとは。
Bargaining while someone is working. How rude.
いつぞやの
You must be the one from before,
や
right?
っと捕らえました。
Got you.
はじめまして。
Nice to...
ではありませんね。
No. What I should say is, we met at long last. Whoo! In that case, let's start by clearing this side. What weapon? She's using a weird revolver with that. What the fuck is that? A muscle? It looks like a freaking sword scabbard. What the hell? I'm quite curious as to your true power. Okay. Holy hips. Okay, I mean, I already got the huge Opai Sugoi Dekai thingy, but the hips movement of the introduction, man. I am only a man. I also have terrenal instincts. Terrenal instincts? What the fuck am I calling? But what the hell is that gun? What the fuck? Is that a revolver or a baton or what? If I throw Albas here, she's going to explode. If I throw Helen here, not that easy. That feels great because I can do this then. Move here. Buff Helen. Ultra buff. It has unity. Succor. Succor these nuts. I can apply it to herself. Well, let's put that on Ron. I don't know if it works with the... if it applies a feedback to the attack sharing. Look at this, 7,000. Damn, damn. And what's the damage taken by ally units on this tile is increased by 50% and damage dealt is increased by 50%. At the end of the action, ally units on this tile take 3 points of fixed stability damage. Cannot be overwritten by the other tiles. Cannot be overwritten. Well, boom. I got you in my sights. Boom! I didn't even need to wait for Rose or Dushamnaya's follow-ups. Cocoon maintains her effortless smile even when faced with an unrelenting stream of data attacks. To think you can employ attacks methods similar to mine. Your identity proves quite a surprise to me. Being singled out by a Syrian doll like you, ma'am, is hardly a good thing. Helen forces herself to stay calm, wielding every last bit of processing power to defend herself in the electronic warfare battle. If I'm not mistaken, you must be the one who repeatedly infiltrated Mangi Security's database and tampered with the intel. I've already compiled and reported evidence of your unauthorized modifications to the Intel, ma'am. I'm afraid it won't be long before you'll need to explain yourself to the UNC's investigation in person. Cocoon lets out a soft chuckle, brimming with confidence. At first, I expected to find that DP12 who piqued my interest here. What a pity, after I spent so much effort, even resorting to directly tampering with all manner of intel just to meet her. I discovered that the DP12 I had been so eager to find had already turned into a defective doll with an empty head. Honestly, I was disappointed. The answer I had been seeking all this time led to such a dull ending. That was, well, until I encountered you. Cocoon's tone turns aggressive, as if she intends to peel open and look through every layer within Helen's nether cloud. KSVK. No. Based on my current deductions, that is not your true designation. I have made a tiny, but perfectly reasonable guess again. Like, I have the idea that you are the real DP12. Oh wow. Oh wow. Her level 2 is slammed by a sudden assault. Helen feels everything around her begin to peel away and shatter. Steer, Jen, Doll. Facing an opponent with a performance and access permissions far exceeding her own, Helen's level 2 defenses begin collapsing layer by layer under the onslaught. Helen can barely hold her ground even with every ounce of processing power committed. To be honest, the fact that you can meet me here at all is a testament to your remarkable intel processing abilities. Still, this is as far as your struggle goes. The attacking data crashes over Helen, desperately maintain defenses in an instant, engulfing her like an overwhelming tide. In the final moment before her nether cloud is breached, Helen uses Lentin's copied permissions to trigger the highest level alert possible in Mangi security. If I do this, maybe. Following Helen's action, an instruction is sent through a vulnerability in Mangi security defenses to every decommissioned doll warehouse. Ooh. Countless decommissioned doll frames stored in the warehouse activate all at once. Like a torrent of steel-driven berserk, they smash open the warehouse doors and pour out like a swarm of hornets, attacking every target in sight. Alarms blare through Mangi security in an instant. Cocoon, who was in control over the situation, cannot help but feel a flash of irritation at having her plan disrupted. How irritating. Great! Found it! Clutching the well-disguised nether cloud back up, Basilda lifts her head from the mountain of messy files. Only now does she hear the abnormal alarms and sound of chaos coming from outside the archive room. She immediately tries to contact Helen, but the call doesn't go through. All that remains in the comms channel is a single message from Helen. Evacuation plans must be moved forward. Improvise. Improvise! Amit, what's going on over there? Basilda quickly decides to call Nikita since the archive room has not drawn any attention yet. Sorry to call, Nikita. I need some help there. Here. You know what's going on with Helen? I can't reach her at all. And what's the deal with those dolls bumbling about the corridors? The Mexican security are running wild. But don't worry, this is actually a perfect opportunity for you. Keep yourself safe and prioritize completing your current mission, which is to find the Shemnaya's backup. I'll try to pursue her from your area away. I'm fine. I already got her backup. Now I just need to go back and reboot her frame. Really? That's great. If you can successfully reboot the Shemnaya, you'll be able to immediately evacuate. Nikita's voice is interspersed with intense gunfire and the sound of running footsteps, slightly distorted by electrical interference. It's total chaos here. Even I received the order to attack and destroy the database. Could it be? Most likely a command issued by Helen or by Cocoon. I can't reach Helen right now. I'm worried that the current situation might be the result of a last resort she was forced to use while engaging the enemy. Squad commander dispatched to extract us should already be underway. Maybe they can help Helen. In any case, that's not something you should be worrying about right now. Your only mission right now is to take Yushimnaya and live during this chaos. I know! I'm heading back right now. Move as fast as you can. The time I can buy is limited. Multiple squads from the field have already received emergency orders to return and support. Our window to act is really small this time. I need my doll headbutting minigame. Why Nintendo? Why did you kept that shit in Nintendo's or Fire Emblem Fates? Why? The humanity needs the headbutting virtual girls. Tech. Back when she worked at a nursing home, Dushemnaya was loved listening to the elderly residents telling stories of their youth. One particular word seemed to come up again and again: home. Without her even realizing it, this word took root in the deepest part of Dushemnaya's heart, turning into a fervent desire. She yearned for a place of belonging where she would never be abandoned. For a long time after meeting the commander in Griffin, she believed that she had found the home that belonged to her. And so the home Dushemnaya longed for also became the future that Helen desired most. She opens her eyes once. Oh shit! This scared me. I thought it was the Nirvana gate. Holy hell! She opens her eyes once more and finds herself in that familiar scene again. Helen looks at the bag of fresh vegetables in her hand, then at the familiar door before her. She lets out a soft chuckle. You are visiting the base layer of my neural cloud? What an interesting guest. This is my home, and the place I know best. You'll never win here. I'm home. Helen announces it's like a declaration of sovereignty to an unseen enemy, saying the same phrase she always does. Setting aside her sliver of weariness towards Cocoon, Helen smiles and pushes open the door she has opened countless times in the space of her own neural cloud. Welcome back. This sounded like a Lloyd in Spy X Family. No, not the voice, the tone, the house husband waiting for the wife, the working wife, to come back. That's my future. Maybe not. Welcome back. The commander looks up and gives her a gentle smile, just as always. We'll have borscht for dinner tonight. Borscht. What was borscht? I know it's Eastern European because it was mentioned before. Okay, Ukrainian soup common in East Europe and North Asia. Informing Belarus, Lithuania, or Polonia. Belarus. Beat. Okay. Let me check. Borscht, blah 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 blah. Ingredientes and preparación. I'm talking in Spanish. Ukrainian borscht. Meat stock, salted vegetables, and beets. Fermented beets. Let me. Borscht. Recipe. Ukrainian soup. Meat, onion, doesn't sound too difficult to make, and it looks all right, I guess. I don't like soup very much, but I am willing to try everything once at least. We'll have borscht for dinner tonight. I'll have it ready for you shortly. Be sure to rest well, Commander. Wait, let me check if there's an Ukrainian restaurant close, or at least in my city. There's a bakery. Oh no, I know this bakery. My uncle is friend with the owner. I'll check later. Ooh. What is this? Doesn't look that Ukrainian though. Nope. I only found a bakery. Let's see if I can find. Yeah, I'll see you later. Yeah. Throat. Where's my water? Deftly tying on her apron, she neatly lays out the ingredients, then starts to process them. Helen immerses herself in her cooking while still keeping an eye on any changes in the space around her. Where will the enemy appear? From the food in my hands, or from some corner of this space? Even the countless cloud wives in my past have not been able to touch my base layer. This place is the most important to me. Helen continues to cook as countless stories pass through her neural cloud, wearing the same relaxed, gentle smile she always does. Commander, what do you think of the Naya's recent performance? Nui-chan. She's been working really hard in her training. She says she wants to earn first place or something. Commander? Receiving no reply, Helen turns to look. The next instant, she sees the lifeless figure lying on the sofa. Oh no! The smile on Helen's lips freezes in an instant. Right then, she hears the sound of another person's footsteps inside the room. An intruder? Helen hurries after the footsteps, only to find the Naya's collapsed on the floor. The curtain stirs, a blurry figure flashes past the balcony. The enemy is still around. Helen rushes to the balcony, desperate to chase down the murderer. But what greets her is the enemy's sudden attack. An immense force of impact engulfs Helen in an instant. Her body is paralyzed for a moment, The face of the murderer that should have appeared before her is covered by a veil of darkness. Every action she takes seems to be stopped by the crushing darkness. All Helen feels is herself falling, collapsing uncontrollably within her neural space. The enemy is already capable of tampering with my base layer. Her consciousness returns. Helen gasps for breath, finding herself still standing in the room. The scene before her is the same as before. Ding dong! The familiar doorbell rings once more. I'm home. Helen's red cloud feels as though it is frozen solid. That is my voice. Is that me from just now? Helen tries to walk to the door, only to find she has no control over her frame. She's now a spectator, as if she is a guest in someone else's base layer. She watches herself leave this area and enter the room. She watches Dushemnaya look up and toward her, only to be dismantled by her own hands. She watches herself walk expressionlessly towards the commander. Corrupted code makes the entire space shift in an instant. The face belonging to the commander and Dushemnaya become blurred beyond recognition. No, this isn't right. I will never harm Dushemnaya or the commander, even if hacked by the enemy. Unless this isn't my base layer at all. Someone made this using data similar to mine, modifying it based on my own cognition. Deception like this, though, truly appalling. Helen frowns at the events unfolding before her. Even though she knows this is space of fabrication, watching herself commit acts that betray her own will still makes her stomach churn. Ding dong. The doorbell rings once again. The same familiar setting returns. Helen stands in the room, gazing at the space that she has created. This is the home she always longed for, the core region of her neural cloud base layer. Countless enemies have attempted that invasion in the past, but she had the power to crush them every time. But now, the enemy has dragged her into this space, making her believe, at the start, that it was her own base layer. Be it Dushemnaya's or her treasure commander, the enemy merely constructed a framework of them, then modified them using Helen's data and memories as a template. If you're so fond of imitating me, try this on for a size. Helen attacks. Every familiar before her dissolves into nothing in an instant. The warm lighting, the comfortable sofa, the commander, the smile, the Shemnaya silhouette. Everything disintegrates and scatters amid violent shaking, ultimately merging into a single new, pure, white silhouette. Essentially recovering someone's base layer and turning it into a battlefield. Isn't that quite impolite? Wait. That was a nasty sneeze. The roof of my mouth just it feels like as if I staked. What's the word? Stabbed. Stabbed. Let's try stab. As if I stabbed the roof of my mouth with a fork. It's awful as hell. What is that special hobby of yours, Mr. Sergendal? It is the complete opposite, Divital. I love to read this superfluous trash data out of my neural space and grind it to dust. Is that why you are looking for me? Because of the project Coronal Hole? I have no memory of participating in that project. Still, given the current situation, it seems that some of my data got extracted and replanted into the database within you. I didn't expect the legendary Sergeant Dolls to have such a boring origin story. Faced with the doll's provocation, Cocoon maintains a composite smile. The creator once claimed that we are different from the rest. We are distinct from second-gen dolls, both physically and mentally. Sending data from second-gen dolls form the database used for building ordinary clouds. In most cases, that data is completely wiped once our personalities are born. Except in yours. DP12, you left something within me that proves difficult to discard. After meeting you, I was able to confirm that this lingering obsession of yours that refuses to fade is something that involves this commander. How fascinating. That piece of intellect tried so desperately to remember, even going so far as to leave myself hints in every possible way, had left such a profound mark on another. Lady. Those residual shadows lingering in my base layer should have scattered long ago. And of course, the same goes for you. So where is the hidden thingy? Boom. Woo! Withstand the boss attack. Cocoon is there. Holy heaps. Again, nothing more to say. Here, Cocoon dies. Reduce Cocoon's HP to 50% or less. If I hit her from here and nothing happens. Pop. That's right, Raw has 55-34. Now if I hit Helen with this, 61 certain, and if I hit it with this, 69, nice. 26-46. Okay, let's put our boobs on Raw. And let's see if it works. Set X3, 71-71, nice. And 26-46. It's the same, right? But it didn't work. Well, at least the echo is going to fucking destroy anything in the way. But Cocoon is dead anyways. Currently, but precisely manipulating a powerful data stream, Cocoon closes in on Helen within the neural space. However, as the distance shrinks, Cocoon finds that her movements are growing sluggish. Outside the base layer, a massive flood of redundant data appears to attempt joining her processing queue. It relentlessly tears at the computational space she had perfectly planned, trying to occupy it. Trigger the highest possible alert preemptively, then using the deluge of incoming alarm notifications to force me to split my attention. What a brilliant counter! Looks like you remembered. You are still inside Mag Security, and you have manipulated the system, such as all new data entering the Intel archives has to pass through you. You can process everything on time if there's only a few pieces of incoming Intel, but now you might have too much on your plate. Oh, and a few defenses may have accidentally had their attack targets temporarily switched to you. I did it, of course. I'm afraid they're making a beeline through you right now. Mere scrap metal, dealing with them possesses no difficulty for me. I fully understand what you're capable of. With your clearance level, you could just shut down to alert yourself and correct the match targeting, but that will mean leaving records of your actions. Monkey Security might share the conglomerate with tampering with Intel without permission, while abusing conglomerate permissions to issue missions for your own benefit. Things would end well if that were to be discovered. I imagine your master would be quite terrified if such actions came to light. From what I observed, the conglomerate's preferred method for dealing with dolls who know too much has always been a neural cloud wipe. Do Syrian dolls receive the same treatment? Alarms continue to blare. Meanwhile, Helen's attacks grow more ferocious on level 2. For the first time since the confrontation began, the thought of retreat crosses Cocoon's mind. Cocoon regards the enemy before her coldly. Weighing her options, she ultimately chooses to withdraw. If Blue Sphere were here to provide cover right now, she could just slip into Manga Security Intel archives, alter the data and check what's going on. But as Helen pointed out, no matter how much she modifies the data at this point, traces of tampering will inevitably remain. Eliminating individual in current circumstances will endanger her actual mission. There is something more important to attend to. Shelving her clash with Helen for the time being, Cocoon rapidly pulls data from the Intel archives and begins mass-scale deletions and alterations. Dushemnaya! In Helen's room, Basilde carefully props the doll up into a sitting position, calling her name softly. She loaded Dushemnaya's neural records 2 minutes ago, then completed a preliminary check. She has already checked this neural cloud. She's certain that the backup is intact, but whether Dushemnaya can really recover, and what stake she'll recover to, remains uncertain, and that still makes her nervous. Thankfully, the doll finally opens her eyes and after what feels like an eternity. I love the dog ears that she has. The dog, cat, wolf ears that she has. Dushemnaya, you're finally awake. Basilda excitedly grabs the doll's arm, but the doll just stares at her in bewilderment. Where is this? You're at Manga Security. This is a room shared by you and Helen. This is great. You're finally... Helen. Where's Helen? Where did she go? The doll looks around in confusion. Basilde gently takes her hand, trying to pull her to her feet. Helen can come right now, but I'm here to pick you up, so let's get out of here together. Leave? But who are you? I don't know you. I'm Basilde, your companion from the community. We came to Manga Security to find DP12. Do you remember? Looking into the doll's bewildered eyes, Basilde presses a frustrated hand to her forehead. This backup's contents are from too far back. Look, I'll explain to us later. Please, Dushemnaya, just come with me for now. Just come with me for now. Apologies, but I'm afraid you won't be going anywhere. Basilde snaps her head towards the source of the voice. Standing in the doorway is a pink-haired doll, studying the room's occupants with evident amusement. Meeting a pair of eyes that share a gaze eerily similar to Helen's, Basilde freezes for a moment. Cocoon smiles and steps closer. Stay back! Basilde springs to her feet and spreads her arms wide, placing herself between Dushemnaya and Cocoon. But Cocoon pays Basilde no mind. Her gaze pierces straight through her and lands on the bewildered doll shelter behind her. The instant she sees Dushemnaya, the icy smile on Cocoon shifts unexpectedly, giving way to one of that almost feels gentle, yet obviously deeply unsettling. We met at last, KSVK. You are... your companion, DB12. A sense of familiarity draws Dushemnaya toward Cocoon in instinct. Ta-da! Bullet strikes the floor near Cocoon's feet without warning, halting her approach. Nikita pushes the door and enters, raising her gun at Cocoon coldly. Third generation doll Cocoon, seize all acts of resistance immediately and surrender. Cocoon glances back at Nikita with a dismissive, light scoff. She then turns back, steps forward, walking smoothly towards Dushemnaya, completely ignoring the gun Nikita has trained on her from behind. You still remember my name, even through a neural cloud wipe, right? Your name... Don't listen to her, Dushemnaya. We're your companions, not her. Another cloud backup is from years ago. Once we get back to the commander's vehicle, you'll get to sync the latest data. The ship Nayas looked at Batilde next to her, then back at Cocoon, who is still approaching. She was awakened by this doll called Batilde just moments ago. Despite her repeated insistence that they are companions, the residual commands in her backup tell her she should still be inside Mangi security carrying out her duties. The pink-haired doll frame looks nothing like Helen, yet her voice and manner of speaking are strikingly similar to the Helen buried deep in her memory. Do you remember our place of belonging? A small room of our own with just us and the commander. Cocoon words that like a key, instantly unlocking the ship Naya's long sealed memories. But now she's caught between a companion with a deadly familiar beating, and a doll who claims to be a companion from her future. The ship Naya wavers, falling into confusion. Have you forgotten? KSBK. You always wanted to do your best in everything, because that way you'd never be abandoned again. That's why you kept pursuing strength, so that when you finally reunite with the commander, you'll be strong enough. No, you're different from Helen. Both your frame and mine have changed. Or neither cloud's backup, though. Those can't be wrong, can't they? The scales begin to tip. The ship Naya slowly lowers her weapon. Shall we live together? In search of the one that matters to us the most? The commander? Yes, I want to find the commander. Hesitation drains from Dusheb Naya as soon as the commander is mentioned. Her spirit lifts in an instant. Don't listen to her, Dusheb Naya. She's the enemy. The real Debitor is probably already on her way to us. Just wait a bit longer and you'll get to see her. See? She doesn't even know about our most important secret. You! Stop pretending to be Helen! Adele's fury finally boils over. She roars and pulls the trigger, lighting up the room with muzzle flashes. But Cocoon doesn't even move her feet. She simply watches the white-haired doll quietly as Batilde bullets graze past her, not a single one hitting its target. KSBK, come here. The same composed smile remains on Cocoon's face as though Batilde's assault were nothing more than an inconsequential, harmless bit of entertainment. Ignoring Batilde's protest, Dusheb Naya approaches Cocoon, who reaches out to stroke her hair. It feels just like before. She remembers the countless days and nights curled up in Helen's arms, listening to Helen's exciting stories. Feels like Helen. Cocoon's hand moves slowly downward from Dusheb Naya's forehead, and as if by accident covers her eyes. She then lifts her head to face Batilde and Niketa, who cannot do anything about all this. She flashes them a provocative smile of victory. We don't have much time, KSBK. Shall we leave here for now? Footsteps rapidly approach the doorway. Batilde turns to look and finally sees the blue-haired doll rushing towards them. Could you let go of my companion? Miss Cocoon? Pam pam pam! And Dusheb Naya! Nice. Continue. Chiaroscuro. The Helen who appears before Dusheb Naya stirs an indelible sense of familiarity etched into the depths of her neural cloud. It compels her to instinctively take a huge step towards Helen. Yet a cold hand seizes her from behind. Dusheb Naya turns. She sees Cocoon's face, wearing that same gentle smile that left no room for debate. Be careful, KSBK. Don't get deceived so easily. You're the liar! You're the one who's been deceiving Dusheb Naya all along. I know where the commander is. Just stay by my side and you'll see him real soon. The commander is at the Dolco! Basilda blurs out a retort on reflex, only to catch herself halfway. Realizing she nearly exposed the commander and the Dolco community's location, she swallows the rest of her words with bitter regret and shoots Cocoon an intense glare. Dushemnaya, come with me! Let's get out of here! The commander you've been waiting for and reinforcements from your companions, they are all on their way. Reinforcements? But I came here for the commander's sake. Sensing Dushemnaya's renewed hesitation, Cocoon releases her grip. Instead, she gives Dushemnaya's shoulder a light push with her fingertip, a gesture so gentle yet carrying such a venomous lie. Time to choose, KSVK. Choose wrong and you'll be left behind again. But if you don't choose at all, you'll never be wrong. Staying here will be the safest choice, would it not? Cocoon's voice, like an enchanting spell, is steadily encroaching on Dushemnaya's mind. Ooh. It looks better on 2D. If you want to stay in place, then all you have to do is stand still and wait. His voice, clear and resolute, cuts through the web of confusion that Cocoon wove. Clinging to the hope of being chosen, wishing not to be left behind. Waiting, time and time again, praying for that person to return to your side. You really did just perfectly describe the most cowardly choice we once made. I'll wait for you no longer, Dushemnaya. Helen's gaze passes through all, reaching Dushemnaya. Helen's eyes hold no reproach, only a tender sense of sorrow, a gaze woven from sentiments so complex that no words could describe it. Spending an eternity in waiting achieves nothing. You can stay here, I won't make you change your choice. This time, I will build our future of place of belonging with my own 2 hands. The moment the words leave her lips, Helen launches another electronic warfare attack on Cocoon. Though her processing power is seriously low by now, she has a number of good companions by her side. Ignoring Dushemnaya, who is still standing in front of Cocoon, Basilda and Nikita launch a simultaneous assault from both sides, performing a perfect pincer attack. Dushemnaya wants to stop both attacks on instinct, but Nikita's icy words pin her in place. Dushemnaya, if you consider yourself among a security doll, then listen carefully. Obstruction of official duties will result in you being classified as a traitor. Traitor? No, it can't be. If I'm branded a traitor, I'll never find the commander through my efforts in my security. Hello, 3D lady. Have you made up your mind yet? I don't know. Don't hesitate anymore. But perhaps there is another solution to the problem we're facing. But I think the lady before you won't give you much longer to ponder the issue. That camera angle. The right to choose is in your hands. Who should I believe? Just do as I say, KSVK. Cocoon is ordering her to don't choose and follow her while Helen is telling her to pick a side and choose by herself. Commander Doll. Cocoon. I guess did I? The hips, man. The hips. Okay, there's 2. Ro will stay close. Buff to Dushev. Buff to herself. What's the 69 point something? Nice. Buff. Sucor. Banner watch. And I cannot clear the style, so let's just hit this guy. Take him out of the way. How many stacks? 2. There's one guy. Marks Cocoon's room. How many need? I see the stacks. I have an idea. This hits Helen. Everything hits Helen. Maybe this one? Okay, I can hit it. No damage. Oh, damn. Wait. Cocoon recovers HP equal to 10%. Generates decryption terrain tiles within 3 tiles. Cannot move at the end of the round. Cleans all control type effects on this unit. When the cocoon HP is greater than 40%, it's gonna be damaged. Oh, so I need to damage it to damage Helen before I hit that thing. Boom. Well, it hit 3 people, so Cocoon get obliterated out of orbit. What's the damage? 63. That attack. Bam! Nice. Watching Helen, Nikita, Vasilde, and Cocoon clash without end, Dushevnaya's mind descends into unprecedented messy chaos. Even now, she still racks her mind trying to figure out which doll is the DP12 she knows. If the doll called Vasilde was telling the truth, then the doll community is her place of belonging now. But her Miraculous has no records of that place right now. She doesn't even understand her apparent reason for coming here in the first place. To find Helen, whom she had lost contact with long ago. Wait, did I get separated from Helen? Did I hold her back again? Gentle, strong, forever a guardian of everything. The individual who always stood behind her, waiting alongside her. But now, 2 dolls, both so eerily familiar, stand before her. The right choice will be made this time. The instinct within her heart must be followed, even though she's now different from who she once was. The dependence and trust from before are etched into the depths of her inner cloud. It is an instant, the one and only Helen that she always relied on and looked up to. Encourage each other, never give up. The Shemnaya steadies her thoughts. Her gun swings around, locking onto the imitation. The bullet tears through the air, shattering the tension of the battle. Even stars, as far apart as some might be, will eventually intersect in the sky one day. Oh! The sudden attack does not deal a Cocoon a fatal blow, but it does graze her cheek. An attack like that will never defeat me. The Shemnui. You're finally willing to trust us. Even if I've forgotten everything about what's happening now, I will never mistake her for someone else. The individuals who always protected me is the Helen standing right before my eyes. Yoshinaya's eyes blaze with conviction. This time she runs toward Helen of her own accord. Let's go! We are supposed to get out of this place, aren't we? Watching Yoshimnaya run to her, Helen realizes that the scene she longed for all those years just happened right before her in the distance, despite the frame difference. Yoshimnaya's little cloud never got wiped. She wasn't too late. Helen never had to watch Yoshimnaya leave her under the pressure of pursuers. The past dissolves like a smoke. DP-12. Helen! Let's go find the commander. You know where he is, right? Helen smiles gently, then answers Yoshimnaya the same way she always does. Of course. Then let us get out of here, together! Yay! Yoshimnaya grabs Helen's hand. They spring to the helipad amongst the unending alarms. Cocoon watches them flee. She breaks into an icy smile, then begins walking in the same direction as them. A wave of gunfire blocks off Cocoon's path. Nikita and Basilde rain fire on Cocoon almost simultaneously. Nikita gives Basilde a nod during Cocoon's momentary hold-up. Basilde, go! I'll cover you guys! Got it, I'm counting on you! Nikita sacrificing herself. No! Basilde runs after Yoshimnaya and Helen, covered by Nikita. The alarms inside Mangi security continue to flare relentlessly, as an endless number of mechanical sentries surge to Cocoon's position. Cocoon attempts to break free, but Nikita's gunfire locks down her movements. Your companions have all left. What are you doing? Picking on me? I received an order to contain the intruder, the one who infiltrated Mangi Security's database and tampered with classified intel without permission. They are unrelated to my mission. Even if they are hostiles, I have no permission to stop them without explicit orders. Found the enemy! Attack! During the brief standoff between Nikita and Cocoon, the crazed dolls continue to pour in alongside Mangi security personnel who respond to the alerts. They surround Cocoon on all sides. Outnumbered greatly, Cocoon smiles as if saying, "It can be helped," before slowly raising her hands in surrender. Members of Mangi security seize Cocoon. I believe there's been a bit of a misunderstanding about the crimes you have pinned on me. None of you have the authority or permission to dispose of me at the moment. Plus Incorporated, whom I represent, is still your client. Plus Incorporated? Huh? Say you remove us for after the investigation. We heard the rumors. The last was the financial backer for that lab in Lviv. The staff sent to handle the wave almost got attacked by an unknown faction. Jumping to conclusions based on verified intel would not be wise. We should all defer to official sources, should we not? Cocoon's lips curve into a smile, but her eyes tell a different story. In order to deliver her fabricated answer to a certain UNC guest, she had to let DP-12, whom she had always been fascinated with, slip away. After a battle fought in the base layer, Cocoon loses all interest in the blurred data fragments affecting her own base layer. It's pretty clear now, those incomplete data traces are merely core memory data that DP-12 refused to forget. Such meaningless data, yet so stubbornly persistent. I'll need to find out how to erase all of it in the future. Cocoon detests the blurred data lingering on her base layer. She once wondered if those memories have connections to the Tyrian doll's creator, but now it is clear they should be wiped entirely. On the other hand, her brief clash with Heli has sparked in Cocoon a desire to stop more. Weaving a perfect answer from existing intel, wrapping it in multiple layers of packaging, hacking into an enemy's base layer, tampering with data. All of this is precisely Cocoon's areas of expertise. She does not know whether her methods will work on Heli, but... Interesting. I do look forward to seeing how that little one evolves after consuming those gifts. Little one. Steering away from the chaos in monkey security, Helen guides the group away from corridors where enemies might appear, racing to the helipad. A helicopter? I thought we were going to smuggle ourselves out by hiding in the scrap material. Plans have changed. While dealing with Cocoon, I had to modify a number of internal missions. It was to prevent her from affecting my near cloud. Some of the decommissioned mechs have been issued orders to carry out large-scale destruction. So, the discarded materials still came in handy, huh? Helen recalls that earlier conversation that let out a soft chuckle. Yeah, they certainly were a huge help. I mimicked Cocoon's methods, and it should throw off some people trying to track us. But the community doesn't have a helicopter. Are we going to snatch one? In theory, yes, but things are far too volatile right now, so I can't guarantee success. I haven't had the chance to build flying stuff yet. Maybe I could make everyone a jetpack, but obviously there's no time for that. That is indeed a possible approach. But if everything goes well, there's a very tiny possibility that the commander's helicopter will arrive before the ones meant for the higher-ups evacuation. The moment she finishes her sentence, the silhouette of Black Hawk helicopter appears in a distant night sky. Matilde immediately raises her gun, ready to fire. The helicopter turns closer. The cabin door slides open before it even fully lands. Matilde sees Suomi waving frantically at them. Suomi? Thank goodness! Ooh! Everyone's safe! Suomi! Seeing a companion from her griffin days, Dushim Naya's anxiety finally eases somewhat. The helicopter touches down steadily on the helipad. Suomi rushes out from the cabin, throwing her arms around Dushim Naya and Matilde. A new team was dispatched as soon as the commander received the helipad's coordinates. I'm so happy that everything worked out. Everyone's okay. I altered this helicopter's identification code, but it won't hold them off for long. We need to leave right now, right away. The sounds of footsteps draw closer. Helen watches Matilde, Suomi, and Dushim board the cabin one by one, but she herself turns to face the building corridor, showing no intention of leaving just yet. Helen, let's live together. I really hope that you'd all remember that you belong to Mangi Security. A chilling voice pierces through the roar of the black host's rotor. Under Helen's watchful gaze, Tina steps out from the shadows at the other end of the helipad. She casually tosses a mangled part of an autonomous mech at her feet. It hits the ground with a dull thud. Of course I remember, Lady Lentine. Lentine arches an eyebrow at the familiar form of address. So this is how you pay me? An unidentified enemy vehicle dropping in from the sky? Go on ahead, you guys. I'll stay behind to cover a retreat. I have to deal with some unfinished business. Helen! I just raced back from the Yellow Sun, only to receive word that the HQ is under attack. And then there's that series of coordinates you sent me, labeled payment. That's right, Lady Valentine. You should head to the coordinates I gave you. Those are the locations of Mangi Security's top brass. By capitalizing on this major unrest at Mangi Security, you could become a hero who descends from above to rescue them. So much have you been doing behind my back with the permissions I gave you? Lentine closes the distance step by step. The sleeve of her heels against the ground rings out clearly, even amongst the noise at the helipad. Rest assured, out of gratitude for your kindness, all I did was arrange a few more opportunities for you to climb up your career ladder. That's what you always wanted, no? Lentine ignores Helen and looks past her. That familiar doll stands behind Helen now, her face filled with anxiety. Oh, so you found the backup that I hid away. No wonder you had the nerve to cause such a commotion. It was only thanks to your reminder that I realized that an elite as rare as you will instinctively hide certain things in a place that only matters after your death. The place where your will is. My current permissions still belong to you. Exposing the fact that I modified some records will bring you no benefit whatsoever. Besides, I already found the perfect scapegoat for all my actions. A Syrian doll. So you remember that your permissions are in my hands. The corners of Lentine's mouth twisted a mocking smile. She stops a few meters away from Helen, her eyes brimming with the cruel amusement of a predator toying with its prey. I've delivered everything that you wanted, piece by piece. Now, I just want to leave, to see the commander I've been awaiting for so long. Perhaps, after meeting the commander, I could tell him that there is a certain lady in Mangi Security who... Shut up! Spare me the disgusting pleading. Your doll friends aside, you, at least, won't be able to leave that easily. What do you mean? What I mean is... Hey, Helen. Go wreck yourself. The roar of the helicopter's rotors scattered Lentine's swords into the air. But the Shernaya still reads the command, through the movement of Lentine's lip and the muffled sound. The resists her entire body in an instant. She throws herself toward Helen with all her might, only to be held back by Basilde. Have to take off now. Don't waste the time on Helen boats us. Helen, come with us. Valentine's command transmits like a shapeless current, reaching Helen's mind in an instant. The smile that had been on Helen's face vanishes in an instant. She stands frozen in place, her expression vacant. Execute commands on your registered owner. This is the logic written into the base layer of every doll. Every Syrian doll cannot defy this. Even Syrian dolls cannot defy this. Where can she inflict damage to self-destruct the fastest? How can she destroy herself most completely? As an Intel specialized doll, she never set up any self-detonation protocol. Helen's memory drifts back to the day, years ago, when the order to wipe Dushemnaya's Nelar cloud came. Did that child go through the same thing? Obeying orders from above, quietly waiting for the execution? Helen slowly raises her hand, her fingertip traces down from her neck. Just as Lentine was expecting her to comply, Helen raises her weapon and pulls the trigger on Lentine without a moment's hesitation. Lentine's force field activates instantly. The bullet ricochets off its surface, scattering across the ground. The next moment, the distress signal on Helen's body begins to transmit. How is that possible? Your honor permissions are mine! How can you directly defy my orders? Mangi security database suffered a certain impact. Perhaps a certain uninvited guest accidentally destroyed some critical server data. You should get someone to repair it as soon as possible. If you did, you wouldn't have left me any chance of returning permissions. The database got breached that easily. Utter trash. Well, that Syrian doll named Cocoon does possess quite exceptional processing power. The helicopter behind Helen has already lifted off. The massive downwash blows Lentine's hair into a mess. A rope ladder drops from above. Once she confirms that Helen's ownership's permissions are no longer tied to Lentine, the Shemnaya raises her weapon and takes aim at the human. Not the C word! You're gonna leave Mangi security and go into the yellow zone? What can the likes of even do there? You can't call her that. Come on. You don't have the C-pass. The tide shifts in an instant. Lentine's gaze darts back and forth between Helen and the Shemnaya. If only someone could help her attack the helicopter. But the team came here alone. She did it to prevent her subordinates from learning about her dealings with Helen. Now all she can do is to watch and leave. She can do nothing to stop them.
あなたにはやるべきことがあるはずです。
You should probably attend to something else, ma'am.
捨て駒から脱
This
却
is
す
the
るなら
perfect
今しか
opportunity
あ
for
り
you
ま
to
せん。
help Omen escape the fate of being discarded.
まだまだお世話に
I
なり
hope
ま
you'll
すの
cherish
で、
the gift I left you.
私からのプレゼント。
After all, you still need to keep your
気に入っていただけると
subsequent work under
嬉しいです。
wraps.
私たちは
Don't
共
forget
犯
that
者
we
で
are
すからね。
accomplices, okay?
それでは
Thank you for
また
everything.
お会いしましょう。
It's been a pleasure working with you.
次会ったらお前もお前の指揮官を一服させてやる。
Next time we meet, you and that commander of yours, you'll both fall before me. Unwilling to waste more time on the dolls fading into the distance, Lantin suppresses the fury within him and turns swiftly heading towards the Omen positions.
普段は安全なところで余裕こいて何か起きればすぐ全体を呼び戻す臆病者どもね。
Only those pampered top dogs do this. The moment something goes wrong, they order an emergency retreat for every deployed squad.
面倒だ。
Man, how troublesome. After watching Lantin disappear into the distance, Dushemnaya throws herself into Helen's arms inside the cabin.
ただいま、ぬいちゃん。
I'm back, Dushemnaya.
今度こそ。ずっと
From
一
now
緒に
on, I'll never leave again.
通りすがりの人形よ。
Yay! Separate ways. She's so cute. Her boobs are so big that it even get in the middle of the icon. Hell. Of a portrait. That's the potential. Reaching the place similar yet the form you once changed is now utterly familiar to what you have encountered again. A looping illusion of delusion, inescapable, linked to deep influence. Chiaroscuro. The collaborative relationship as accomplices has utterly broken down. Forever after, never to be parted. Home of my heart. The descending black hole kicks up dust on the Elmos helipad, blowing away the downcast air that had been looming over the ship these past few days. After hearing that Dushemnaya and Bathilde made it back safely, Ulrich pays an official visit to the Elmos, the Doll community's representative. Yay! Ulrich is here in the Elmo! If you want to, you can take the room besides mine. Contrary to her belly and cool appearance, Ulrich still looks kind of nervous when she sees me.
マグニの部隊が撤退し
Ah, she's so
た。
pretty!
今回は本当に助かった。
Manga security main forces have been drawn. It's all thanks to your help, Commander.
お姉様、
Pixies!
セーブ姉さん
Dushemnaya and Bathilde! Everyone's safe!
で本当
This is wonderful! Seeing her companions finally back on the Elmo, all safe and sound, Suomi's tension finally dissolves.
ヘレンさんのおかげで
Thanks to Helen, I obtained a frame that is far more capable of combat than my previous one.
あとはディセーブ
The ship now has recovered part of her memories too. Once we sync her with the Elmo's backup, we'll be able to restore everything. The ship now instinctively glances at Helen at the mention of memories, her eyes casting an anxious glance that wished for Helen's help. Seemingly afraid of accepting a past that she never knew, the ship now feels a trace of apprehension lingering in her heart.
霧に隠れた過去を
A
我
past
は
shrouded
取り
in
戻すの
fog?
だな。
Is reclaiming it really possible?
ええ、大丈夫。
Don't worry.
記憶を同期
The
したと
backups you
ころ
lost
で
in the past won't really affect who you are, Dushemnaya. Helen's voice is as soft as it could be. She reaches out, gently taking Dushemnaya's trembling hand in her own.
今まで経験
Everything
して
you
きた
have
こ
ever
とすべて
experienced
が
leaves a mark in
あ
the
な
base
たの
layer
メン
of
タルを
Nether
立て
Cloud.
続くっている。上辺の記憶があってもなく
The
ても
memories in your Nether
あ
Cloud
なたはあなたなんだ
have
から。
shaped who you are in the present, but they can never represent your inner self.
そうかもしれない。
But before my
だが
memories of
マグ
entering
ニに
Magi
入る
Security,
前の記憶も気になる。
there are still blanks that I know nothing about.
その中にも
I have no clue what's in those blanks. What if I forgot something important, just like this time? I know that we can look for those missing backups in the future. We'll have the chance to. But for now, just look forward. Even after being separated for so long, even after you have forgotten so much, you're still the Shebnaya I know. Nui-chan. Yay! The tension in Shebnaya's expression finally ceases. A smile gradually returns to her face under Helen's reassurance. I can offer some professional mental health therapy if you are still scared. A therapist with a space B after the first E. I'm not scared. And here I thought that the therapy plan is especially prepared for Helena might come in handy early. Governor, how is Helena doing? We have analyzed the nutrient solution composition. Melody has confirmed that there are no issues. As for when Helena will wake up, I don't have a perfect answer just yet. But I promise, I'll tell you immediately when she does. Golfner tilts her head to the side and gives me a deliberately obvious wink. As for you, Commander, you haven't been resting much due to everything that's happened lately, no? You haven't really slept ever since we left Albiv. If you go to sleep now, who knows? You might wake up to some good news from me. Every time you do this, I am remembered that Florence Neural Cloud is the base for the modern medical tools. And you also got the freaky parts. Rest, huh? Alright then. My gaze shifts to Helen, who is waiting quietly nearby. Recalling that I haven't arranged her accommodations yet, I decide to help her get settled on Telmo. I bring Helen to the room prepared for her. She takes a moment to rest. Telmo has rooms to spare. If the Shebnaya wants to stay, I'll prepare one for her too. Did you notice any uncertainty in that child's heart, Commander? I'm the one who chose to leave back then. Whatever choice Suomi or Dushebnaya make now, I won't interfere with it. That sounds like such a cold and heartless thing to say. Cold, heartless? She's afraid of getting left behind again, so she doesn't dare to ask. Getting that child to ask, can I stay on Elmo, will take a very long time. After you left, the Shemnaya and I made a promise as we spend our time waiting for you. If we ever got the chance to meet you again, I will ask every question on our behalf. Helen stands quietly before me. Her eyes shine with a mix of emotion I have never seen before. Oh, wait, I just noticed that she changed it to her gala suit, gala outfit, gala dress. The Awuga dress. If I have to say it, her eyes shine with a mix of emotion I have never seen before. Hope and anticipation. She extends her hand towards me, her smile resolute yet gentle. Commander, will you build a place of belonging? A place to call home together with us this time? A place of belonging? I never once thought about building a so-called place of belonging or a home in the past decade. The Elf was my transport and my safe house, but I never considered it home. But now, perhaps moved by Helen's sentiments, I also begin to consider what home truly means to me. While I briefly hesitate, Helen slowly lowers her head. She lets out the faintest of sighs, a sigh that seems to carry the quiet worry of being refused. It doesn't matter where we are. To me, wherever you exist is wherever I call home. This time, I do not hesitate. I take Helen's outstretched hand.
よかった。
I'm glad. Helen's voice carries a slight tremor. She moves her clasped hands so that her fingers become intertwined, then gently guides my hand to rest against her cheek. Her skin is cooler than I expected, yet the gaze fixed on me now burns with warmth. She rubs her cheek tenderly against the back of my hand, then slowly closes her eyes. Her long lashes tremble faintly, as though gradually savoring the sensation she has been longing for a decade. A real touch. Unsure how to react, I scratch my cheek and try to pull my hand away, but Helen only holds on more tightly. She opens her eyes, then presses her intertwined hands to her chest.
この胸の高鳴り。もしこれが人間の体だったら、とんでもない心拍数を記録していたでしょう。
Joy, agreement, excitement. If I had a human body like yours, Commander, you might be feeling my heartbeat right now. My heart, which refuses to be still.
この時をずっと待って
I
いま
have
した。
waited for this moment for far too long, inside that virtual world I built for myself.
メンタルの
Now
中
that
で
it's
この
here,
光景を
I
シミュ
tremble
レー
with
トして
fear
きた
that
ん
might
で
be
すよ。
yet another dream. Another illusion that I constructed from data in my base layer.
未だ実感が湧きません。
I'm not familiar with this
ま
place.
さか幻
Where
では
will
あ
the
りま
enemy's
せんよ
attack
ね。
come from? Beside me? Beneath my feet? Or from the commander?
大丈夫。
This is on
セカ
level
ンダリーレ
2.
ベルじゃなくて
Everything here is
現
real.
実だ。
Don't worry.
では
Then,
指揮官の今の家を
may I see
見
it?
せてくれませんか。
Your current home?
家はちょっと
I
大
wouldn't
げ
call
さ
it
だ
a
ね。
home. It's just my dorm.
お願いします。
Please, Commander. Unable to refuse Helen's request, I lead her to my dorm. Our hands still linked together. I push the door open. Helen releases my hand without realizing it. She simply stands frozen at the threshold, gazing inside in silence, as though she were carving every detail of the room into her heart.
ただいま。
I'm home, Commander. Her quiet voice is almost a whisper, yet that alone is enough to send rivers through the silent space.
おかえり。
Welcome home. Helen smiles and steps inside only after hearing my reply. Her eyes search the room. Her fingertips trace lightly along the cold wall, as though measuring every detail of this space through touch.
想像してたのとちょっと違いますね。
Not quite the style I had imagined.
君の部屋は好きに
About the
飾っ
room
てもいいんだぞ。
about the room I've given you. Feel free to decorate it however you wish.
家の感じは少し薄いですが、そもそもここは何もかも想像と違
The
い
commander's
ま
room is
す
missing
ね。
something that makes it feel like home. But then again, the home I envisioned was never a setting like this. At the mention of the home she constructed in her base layer, a bewitching tone weaves into Helen's speech.
指揮官は見たくありませんか。私の想像する家を。
Aren't you curious, Commander? About the home that I spoke of?
うん。
メンタルリセット
To
に
resist
対抗
Nera's
するため
loud waves, I
私は
built
メ
a
ン
safe
タルの
house
奥底
of my
に
own in my
セー
base
フゾ
layer.
ーンを設けました。セカンダリーレベル
Attacks
か
on
ら
level
攻
2
撃を受けて
occasionally
も
breach the base
そこ
layer,
さえ破壊され
but
なけ
so
れば
long as that space is
あ
not
なたの
destroyed,
存在を忘れ
I
るこ
will
とは
never
ありませ
ever
ん。
forget your existence. Helen moves close to my ear. She confides in me in a whisper as soft as an exhale. Only the two of us will hear these murmurs. Woo.
ぬいちゃんと
Be
私の最高
Dusham
権
Nayomi.
限は
Our highest priority
いつだって
ownership
指揮官のものですから
registration
ね。
will always belong to you, Commander. The soft voice drifts into my ears. Helen's hands comes to rest slightly on my shoulder, her voice coming even closer to my ears, as though she's sharing a secret meant only for us.
マグニのデータセンターに
I
ちょっとした
altered my
仕掛けを
security
施しま
database
し
a
た。
little. If the UNC conducts
ロレンが
an
リビウの
in-depth
事件を
investigation
調
for
べようと
LB,
したら、あなたがパ
they'll
ラディウス
find
を
that
滅ぼした英雄だと
you
い
are
う
the
ことに
hero
た
who
どり
destroyed
着くの。
Paradise.
これは私が勝手
I
にした
did
ことで
this
す。
out of my own desire.
どうなるか
I
は
didn't know what the
私
final
には分
outcome
かり
will
ませ
be.
んが、
決定力に欠ける証拠
External
では
evidence won't sway to
ロレンは結論
UNC's
を変えた
ultimate
りしない。
conclusions.
ですが、
But I
私はあなたが無名
don't
の
want
英
you
雄
to
であるこ
become
と
a
に変えら
hero
れ
who
ませ
only
ん。
moves in the dark.
勝手な行動をお許
Please
しくださ
forgive my
い。
selfishness and
そして
please you're trusting
私
me.
を信じて、今はゆっくり
Have a
休み
good
ましょ
rest, Commander. I'll be by your side
う。
from
これ
now
から
on.
の日々は私も共にいますから。
Helen's southern arm wraps around my neck. Transferring barely any weight at all, she rests her head against my shoulder. Her tender, low whispers are akin to a night lullaby. Impossible to resist, it sheds all weariness and sense of fatigue. Her hand glides down from my neck, her palm patting softly against my back, as though coaxing me to sleep. Sensing that I haven't pulled it away, she takes my hand to gently guide me, allowing me to follow her lead, ultimately drawing her into my embrace.
ところで、指揮官を助けたご褒美が欲しいのですが。
Payment for helping the commander. I'd like a little reward.
ご褒美
What kind of reward? The commander already knows that he's in for a hard ride.
現実にしてください。
For a long ride. Please let the illusion that I constructed countless times be an illusion no more. Holy jump scare! I feel my body sink. When I come to my senses, my head is already resting on Helen's lap. I look up to see the joy brimming in Helen's eyes. She leans down to look at me. Her hair cascades like a waterfall from both shoulders, brushing softly against my cheeks. Noticing that her stray strands are tickling me, Helen's fingertips gently lift them to tuck them behind her ear. Her fingertips then touch my face, carrying a pleasant coolness as they glide over my eyes. With a soft little chuckle, she bids me to close them. Helen's fingers massage my temples gently. The pressure is just right, unraveling my tense nerves inch by inch. Every frustrating worry seems to melt away from now.
これを何度想像してきた
I
か
have found myself within an illusion just like this, countless times.
あなたのそばにいるだけで
To be with
安
you,
らかな気持ちになりま
is
す。
to be home, to be in the place of belonging I have always longed for.
どんな敵よりも
I have never feared any
あ
enemy.
なたを忘れてしまうこ
The
と
only
だけ
thing I
で
fear is forgetting everything about you. I can still feel Helen's presence with my eyes closed. Her warm exhale draws closer, as warm as a human's. Her gentle breath, light as a feather, brushes across my lips, my nose, and my closed eyes. And finally, it envelopes me in its warmth entirely.
これが
This
私の憧れてき
is
た
the home I always longed for. A moment of long overdue pace. My consciousness gradually slips away, sinking into a deep, restful dreamland. Inside this room aboard the Almo, Helen greedily commits every detail of this moment to the base layer of her neural cloud. Sometime later, the door to the room is quietly opened a crack. Helen lifts her gaze to the small silhouette standing in the doorway. A wide-eyed child, peering cautiously, studying Helen with her eyes full of curiosity. It's Melanie. Commander
寝てる
is resting. Is resting. Colsner mentioned that Helena's condition still needs monitoring. Remembering that, Melanie hesitates, but in the end, she takes a small little steps into the commander's room. Helen, kneeling on the commander's bed, smiles and presses a fingertip to her lips, making a soft shh gesture towards Melanie. Since the hesitation in Melanie's eyes, Helen lowers her hand to pat the empty spot next to her in the bed, the unspoken "come here" hanging between them. Melanie carefully walks over to the side of the bed. Those crystal clear eyes look upon the slumbering commander, then at the smiling Helen.
一緒に指揮官が起きるのを待ちましょう。
No need to rush. Let us wait for the commander to wake up together. The warm and peaceful atmosphere makes Melanie linger in place. Sensing that Helen hasn't turned her away, Melanie climbs onto the bed like a kitten seeking a patch of warm sunlight lying down next to the commander. Melanie keeps her eyes wide open at first, determined to stay awake till the commander stirs. But soon, as though lulled by the commander's steady breathing, Melanie lets out a little yawn, and gradually, she peacefully drifts off to sleep as well. Sunlight filters through the room window, falling softly over them, putting a scene of quiet warmth, just like a real home. Having finished the tangle of work on her plate, Lentine stares at the internal commendation report praising her squad's valiant performance. The corners of her mouth twist into a wry smile. I gotta hand it to her. She's smart for finding Alta blame for modifying records on that Syrian doll. An imperfect performance, but I then did end up being the hero. Agent Valentin, the latest reassignment notice has come down. This incident has induced changes. Every database in Manga security now requires the highest level security upgrade. The fact that a Tyrian doll was able to breach the Intel archive so easily. The hidden risks that this reveals go far deeper than what we can see on the surface. Don't forget, the Syrian doll did carry some Manga security permissions on behalf of the conglomerate. Lentine leans back in her chair, fingers tapping against the armrest in a crisp and light-hearted rhythm. Resist and blaming the database for being secure. It's better to say that someone gave up perms they should have never given. What about the UNC investigation you mentioned before? Judging by Carmen's personality, she never handed over critical intel willingly. She might even use the database breach as an excuse to deny the validity of certain pieces of evidence. What I'm more curious about is what fate awaits the Tyrian doll named Cocoon. Her hack into the database was discovered. She'd have her neural cloud wiped, won't she? Not necessarily. Lentine rises and walks to the window of her new office. New office! Congratulations, Lentine! After the internal commendations, the squad accommodations became a lot more comfortable. The intel provided to the investigation team already got processed by Cocoon long ago. So, in the end, the UNC might find nothing at all. What? Ultimately, Cocoon still completed her mission of concealing the truth for the conglomerate. Flawlessly at that. Meaning her so-called breach of Manga Security's database could easily be brushed off as acting out of necessity during her investigation. As long as the top brass are willing, lifting the restrictions of Cocoon will just be a matter of setting it work. So you're saying the investigation was completely meaningless? Maybe. Still, Cocoon isn't the only one capable of manipulating data. So who wins and who loses? It is too early to tell at this stage. The image of a blue-haired doll with an ever-present faint smile surfaces in Lentine's mind. She even blinked. Some dolls are indeed genuinely capable. A shame that they are so hard to keep under control. Speaking of which, Adjutant Lentine, the conglomerate is over a new doll. They describe it as an apology gift for this incident. An apology gift. Cocoon finally leaves and they couldn't wait before sending another doll here. Lentine scoffs. Be careful. It could be another nail in the conglomerate's planted in Manga Security. The top brass once had assigned to your unit, with full ownership permissions belonging to you, Adjutant. Here are the documents. ID. Here are the documents. ID STR 03A4082. Codename Igla. A Syrian doll with compatibility as her design priority. She's been fully wired before being sent over, I assume. Yes, that has been confirmed. You also have full permission to dispose of this doll. Lentine follows Kenny to the area where Igla is being stored. The Syrian doll stands expressionless, gazing at everything before her. Sensing Lentine's arrival, she offers a deferential, gentlemanly bow. Obedient, compliant, like a machine, awaiting a command from her master. Wave her near a cloud again as a precaution.
主が誰なのか
Make
徹底的に
make
分からせて
sure she knows who her master is. That's what matters most.
はい
Understood.
すぐに実行しま
I'll
す
do it now. Lentine folds her arms, her gaze cold and appraising as she watches the doll before her. Near a cloud wave with this postal permission verification. Lentine scrutinizes every step with care to ensure that each one is completed to the letter. She will make sure that this new tool cannot cause any problem like her predecessors. Ooh, I like the new look. Staring at the face of the woman before her, Igla feels as though something important is missing from her near cloud. There is a name that wants to be yelled out from the base layer of her near cloud, but no matter how hard she tries, she cannot remember it.
リセット完了です
Why complete? Why complete?
いやまだだ
It's not as simple. Drawing experience from Helen's case, Lentine does not fully trust Near Cloud wipes and overwriting anymore. While most dolls are usable for a long time after a wipe, it is by no means a permanent guarantee. The foundation that a doll builds from real experience cannot be completely changed by data wipes alone.
今後は1週間ごとに
From now on,
定期的にリセットし
schedule weekly wipes for her at a fixed time.
構いませんがそれでは情報処理能力に影響が及ぶ可能性が
No problem. It's just that regular Near Cloud wipes might affect certain interprocessing capabilities.
戦闘力重視のモ
For
デ
a
ル
Syrian
な
doll whose primary function is combat, all she needs to maintain is her combat performance.
私の体で
A doll will never become the one giving orders in my unit.
余計な情報
Don't let her learn any more than she needs to.
はい分かっております適切に
Don't
使え
worry,
ば
I understand what you mean that you
戦
don't.
力アップは間違いないでしょう
Put her to good use, and our squad will definitely be stronger than ever. Looking at the doll who has just undergone yet another Near Cloud wave, Lentine speaks slowly.
お前の過去には微塵も
I have no interest in your past, but now that you're here, you will serve me completely.
私が
Remember,
お前の唯一の
from
主
this moment on, I am your only master. Master, Syrian doll, Mag Security. A stream of new information is captured and recorded by her Near Cloud. Igla remains silent, following every new command from the woman who owns her. In a vacant office, Cocoon reports to a man at the other end of the comms screen.
ヘリはマグニセキュリティ内部の情報をすべて
Heli has fully accepted the intel from Mag
こ
Security.
ちらの想定
Every
通りの
conclusion she
結論
can
を
draw
導き
moving
出す
forward is now under her control.
マグニセキュリティ
Mangi
は
Security's
ホワイトエリア
cooperation
の
with the
実験
White
施
Sun
設から
Lab was
承り
limited
た
to
のは
supply, transport, and
物
security
資輸
provision.
送と警備のみこの事実により
Based on that
ロレン
extrapolation,
とセシト&ファ
the
イレン
agency
グルー
will
プの
continue
信
to
頼
place
関係は
trust in
維持
Sage
され
Fave and after this investigation concludes.
トラ奏者で行われた
All
実験
experiments under
は
the Lasso Incorporated
職員
name
が
were
勝手に行った
unauthorized actions of individual researchers. The man on the other end nods with satisfaction. The call is promptly ended. Being caught tampering with intel did cause some trouble, but then weighted against the achievement of successfully leading the UNC's investigation by the nose. That small loss feels entirely bearable. The losses for a loss, but surely with the UNC chasing accountability, Miss Merrifield will know better than to say anything she shouldn't. After all, the conglomerate operates completely unlike the UNC, which prefers due process. Recalling Miss Berryfield's initial embarrassing outburst, Cocoon simply shakes her head with a soft chuckle.
極めて大きな
Heli,
権限を持つあの
that thing with absurdly high clearance,
人
her
間という
understanding
思
of
いの
humans,
理解はこの
is indeed quite lacking after all.
私たちのように
The Zeta controlled just like us, trapped within our respective systems. Shall we let this hack go a little deeper then? Pop. Heli arrives once more at the meticulously tended garden.
ダンデライオン様、リビューの件の調査
Lady
結果につ
Dandelion,
いてご報告し
about
ま
the investigation into Elviv, I have reached a preliminary conclusion.
す。チルロビグとパラデウスは長期に
Chilvig had a
わたって計画し
long-standing secret
ホワイトエ
arrangement
リア
with
で深
Paradius.
刻にない実
The
験を繰り
experiments
返してい
conducted
ま
in
し
the
た。
White Sun lab fell entirely outside the scope of her original submitted research plans. Then the lion turns around. As always, no emotion can be read from her face.
ふん
Hmm.
得られた答えはそ
Is
れだ
that all? Is that the answer you have arrived at?
調査は続行中です。
The investigation is still ongoing. My current conclusion is not the final verdict.
続報があればお知らせいたします。
I will continue to compile all available information. Haley turns to leave. To sustain the investigation, a vast torrent of data pours into her database at every moment. And within that sea of information, traces as fine as imperceptible as silk threads. Cold remnants left by Cocoon are slowly but surely twisting, etching strange marks in the inconspicuous corner within the depths of Haley's neural cloud. Dull,
勉強、
assisted, autonomy,
意識、
consciousness. What the hell is Haley? Well, it was fun watching Duchev and Helen being so close to what rendering themselves free from the rules in the neural clouds as a second generation doll is almost an spoiler for what's to come. Well, it's not a spoiler, it's foreshadowing for what's to come in Sobos event. But yay, we at last have the big titty blue-haired mommy doll Ontielmo, the biggest of them all. So yeah, it's been a good event, but it's not the end of it, because the next part, Antiparallel Part 2, is coming in a week. So, in this week of ours, it's going to be full Limbus Company. Yeah, I'm not gonna do the rerun, the Lappy rerun, the Portatore de Veluti rerun. I think I streamed that already. I don't remember if I streamed that, but maybe one of my first streams. $117 streams, holy hell. We did Canto 8, we did AS5, Xiaohui, Salt Sea Exodus. Oh no, I have to. Oh no. Oh no. I'll prevent this. Uh-huh. The Gembrecher. The Springfield banner. Oh, this was the run of Lake Silverhurst. Springfield banner, Kita-san card. The Kita-san banner in Uma. Did I stream this? No, I didn't stream the Portatore de Veluti. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna stream it anyways. That's it for today. Thank you for coming, thank you for watching. This has been Antiparallel Part 1 with Helen, DB12, Dushem Nayas, KSBK, Basilde, and Niketa. And of course, with me, Equinox Eterna. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you come back next time. So, that's it. Goodbye.